Haven't seen Giyasov yet in this competition. He had a bye. Shymbergenov beat Farad Moradi. That going to the cards after a head clash in the first round. He was winning that first round comfortably. I've seen quite a lot of his pro fights, Giyasov, and like Israel Madrimov, he's moved quick. Nurajan Akhmadaliev was another member of Uzbek amateur team who's gone pro, and he's a unified world champion now. Got a silver medal in Doha, losing to Michael Conlon in the bantamweight final. Elnur Abduraimov, Fazluddin Gaib Nazarov. Jakobin Zoirov, of course, is 1-0 as a pro. It's interesting the way they've gone about it. But Giyasov is back because he hasn't mixed up the two codes since he turned pro. He turned pro and he was only boxing as a pro until now. So Shymbergenov in the red, Giyasov in the blue. It's not easy adjusting back to the 3-round format. It really isn't. Shymbergenov just looking to use that jab. He's a tall, rangy kind of fighter. Goes down to the body. The right hand over the top there from Giyasov, or over the top of the lead hand anyway. Right hand just occupied Giyasov, and then he threw the left into the body. He's having a good start here, Shymbergenov. He's caught Giyasov a few times early on. The jab's working well for him. He's found his range quickly. Look at him side on there. Physically, there's a big difference there because Shymbergenov is taller and he boxes tall. Giyasov boxes out of more of a crouch and hasn't really been able to get to grips with Shymbergenov just yet. Right to the body from Shymbergenov. Lead left there from Giyasov. Looks like he's just kind of warming into this a little bit though, but that jab's still working for Shymbergenov. They trade right hands there. Jab there from Shymbergenov. Again, just collides with the forehead. Looking for that right hand there, Giyasov. Right to the body from Shymbergenov. I thought that was okay. The referee just telling him to keep those punches up. Pumping that jab, Shymbergenov. That's done a lot of heavy lifting for him in this first round. He's looked nice and loose and relaxed right from the very start of the fight. And he's won this opening round with something to spare. We don't know what's going to happen in rounds 2 and 3, of course, but as I said at the start, adjusting back to this 3-round sprint format, if you like, when you've been boxing as a pro over 6, 8, 10 rounds, it's difficult, it's really difficult. Shymbergenov gets it across the board there with the judges. Easy round to score. I remember when it was announced before Rio that pros were going to be allowed to qualify. I went to that qualifier in Venezuela. 14 professionals entered it. There were all sorts of rumours about who was going to enter, and people who don't really follow international amateur boxing and really didn't know what they were talking about were filling the airwaves and newspapers talking about how it was terribly unfair and how professional fighters would win easily, and it was just never going to be the case. Out of 14 fighters who went to that qualifier, 3 qualified, none of them medalled at the Olympics. And Tokyo was far from dominated by professional fighters. It's different. 3 rounds is different. Giyasov is looking to start quick here. He has to. He's got to win this round. Look for a left to the body there. Three-punch combination, the third punch. The left hand, I think, got in round the back. Nice jab, just speared through the guard. And again, there goes the jab from Shymbergenov. Steps into the 1-2. Giyasov just can't stay off the end of that left hand. It's just hitting him every time. There's not all that much he can do about it at the moment, as far as I can see. Good left hand there from Giyasov. Knocked Shymbergenov back onto his heels. Maybe a little bit of marking up around the right eye there of Shymbergenov. I can't get a close enough look at it, but there does seem to be. Referee again just telling Shymbergenov to keep the punches up. He needs to be careful with that. A minute to go in round 2. He's had the better of this one again. Giyasov, I think, has improved in this second round, but it's the jab that's winning the fight for Shymbergenov. He's just landing it again and again and again, and there is some damage. There is some damage on the corner of that eye. He flicks that jab up from the waist. He gets decent power on it, respectable power on it. Right hand into the body there as well. Strong right hand from Shymbergenov. Giyasov's taking these without any problem, but he cannot miss him with that jab, Shymbergenov, and that's been the case right from the start of the fight. When someone finds their range that quick, then their opponent's got a problem. Giyasov banging his gloves together and doing a bit of posturing there, but he's getting beaten here. He's getting beaten comfortably. He's having his head boxed off, to be honest. I think that might have been some pre-existing damage by the look of it, by the kind of colour of it. They need to rev him up for this final round, because by my reckoning he needs something massive. He's two rounds down, got to be 2 rounds down. The Sri Lankan judges given that round to Giyasov. 2-0 though from the other 4 judges, so Giyasov has got to get 10-8s here to get back into this. And as I said from the beginning, he's a really good fighter, Giyasov. You look at what he did as an amateur, but after 4 years away from this format, going 11-0 as a pro, the training's different, the life's different, everything's different. To come back to it, it's a real big ask. And this fight is showing that, because you've got a very good fighter in Giyasov, and if he can't do it, then that just shows how difficult it is. That's better from the Uzbek. Right hand from Giyasov, then some extravagant footwork. I think he's enjoyed himself in there, but I think he'll probably know that he needs something spectacular in this final round. Shymbergenov just needs to keep just planting that jab. Jab right hand, nice quick hands. He throws that jab, and he needs to land it when he throws it. It's not a distraction, but he throws that right quickly off the back of it. Split second between the 2 punches landing. if they do both land. Minute down in round 3. Giyasov with probably his best opening minute of any of the rounds we've seen so far. Good looking right hand there from Shymbergenov. Single right hand, there's that jab again. He uses his height and reach well, carries those gloves low, but shoots that jab up from the waist, gets good power with it, and as I said, he's found his range from the first 10 seconds. And he's bounced that jab off Giyasov's head ever since. Right hand there from Giyasov was good. Caused Shymbergenov to take a little bit of a stagger step away to his right hand side. And this is Giyasov's best round so far. I still don't think it's enough to win the round, not for me at the moment. But he needs 10-8s. There's that jab again. Right hand from Giyasov again was strong. Final 30 seconds. It's been a good fight, but good to watch. Very impressive display, I think, this from Shymbergenov. Great accuracy. He'll take some beating. There goes the bell. Touch of gloves between the two. Giyasov raises his gloves. He's not going to get it, though. He was 2 rounds down on 4 cards going into that final round. He needed 10-8s. There's no way he's won that final round 10-8. I do think that was his best round, but I would still go with the red corner. I still thought Shymbergenov outlanded him.
Number 248 comes to an end with your judges ruling in favor of your winner by points, declared by unanimous decision. To the red corner,
Shymbergenov gets it. Some split scores in that final round. 3 going for Shymbergenov, 2 going for Giyasov. 2 scores of 3 rounds to 0, 30 points to 27, and 3 scores of 29 to 28. I was in the 30 to 27 camp myself. I could see how you would go Giyasov's way in that final round. I couldn't see how you could in either of the first 2. Good fight, and it's good to see Giyasov up there. He obviously enjoyed that. He came here to have some fun, to have a good scrap with Shymbergenov, and that's definitely what we just saw there. Shymbergenov, though, as I said, he locked on with the jab really early, and it doesn't matter who you are, if that happens, if your opponent, and they're a skilled opponent, which he is, if they manage to do that, then you've really got a problem. The jab is so crucial, and it worked beautifully for him. So he goes through.